Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. In this video, we have a spoiler provided by Reality Steve. His top 6 finalists on Joey's season of The Bachelor, which will premiere in January of 2024. Can you believe we are already to the top 6? Right around the corner is hometowns for Joey. We haven't really done any spoilers as they just haven't been that important since it feels like the season just started shooting. But of course, we are in the middle of the throes with Golden Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise, and the show must go on. Now, I'm going to share those 6 finalists with you. It's your chance to tune away if you don't want to know where Joey stands. Do me a solid. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals. I'm also every afternoon on the podcast, Bachelor Rush Hour, which I'll be discussing some Bachelor alumni that are in the reality TV world. So I can't share this with you here because YouTube will kick me off, but I've got Claire Hellig. Is that right? Helig? And she sang Tennessee Orange on the blind auditions for The Voice. She was on Clayton's season of The Bachelor. I'm going to share that on today's podcast, along with some other content I can't quite get to. And shout out to Bachelor Whatever and Dancing Whatever for putting together the score sheet here for charity. She received 3 7s last night on Dancing with the Stars. I thought she should have had a couple 8s thrown in there. It wasn't quite 9 worthy. Wait, was that last night? I'm sorry. No, that was a few weeks ago. Last night she did get 8s, but she could have used some 9s. I tell you what, I will have the update of this. Sorry, I'm looking at old information. I will have the update of this on today's Bachelor Rush Hour podcast, and you can see how Charity's doing. Surprise leaderboard for Ariana Madix taking over the ballroom by storm. Again, we'll have all of that information for you on the podcast today. And let's jump into it. Here are the spoilers as compiled by Reality Steve of Joey. You know, it looks like The Bachelor gets a little bit of a better budget sometimes. They're off traveling in Europe. And here's what we have. I'll share both tweets that he's got. An update on Joey's season, including who his final 6 are, what's happened in the last few episodes, where they are now, and whatever happened with Leah's letter she got at the after the final rose. All right, so here's the Joey season spoilers for the last few episodes. 12 women went to Marbella, Spain. Daisy, Jen, Jessica, Caitlin, Kelsey A, Kelsey T, Leah, Lexi, Medina, Maria, Rachel, and Sydney. Pick of all 12 of the women on the next slide of them in Ronda, Spain on October 8th in the Plaza Duquesa de Parcent in front of the Iglesia de Santa Maria la Mayor. So here it is, all dozen of them. Eliminated this episode was Medina and Sydney. So we got all the Kelseys hanging out, just like, if you saw my last episode, my last video where I discussed Clayton Echard's new Airbnb opportunity for bachelorette parties, this is a waiter's worst nightmare, seeing 12 women. I mean, if they start ordering bottomless mimosas, just take the rest of the day off. It's going to be an ugly day. They're going to be they're laughing, they're crying. You know, there's one of them's going to be trying to sell you some pyramid scheme on eyeliners. You know what I mean? It's a real who's who. All right, so there's the 12. Good on Reality Steve for providing the arrows. Not that I know who any of these people are. Kelsey A right there. What are they drinking? Are they drinking pints of sangria? It looks like someone's having fun. It's either pints of sangria or beet juice. Both are good for you, depending on the mood. All right, so let's go to his part 2. Here's episode 6. 10 women want to Montreal, Canada. Daisy, Jess, Jessica, Caitlin, Kelsey A, Kelsey T. Oh, it looks like Kelsey A and Kelsey T are really working their way towards the finals. Leah, Lexi, Maria, and Rachel. There was a group date with 8 women on Friday, October 13th, where they played street hockey in an alleyway in Old Montreal. I wonder if they're going to eat poutine, of course, the old Montreal way. Maria and Kelsey had one-on-ones this episode. So Kelsey T and Maria getting the one-on-ones. 4 women eliminated. Jessica Edwards, the sort of Hannah Brown, Susie Evans spawn, gone. Leah, you remember Leah, we saw her from, believe after the final rose. She was one of the public ones. Caitlin DeBacker and Lexi Young have said goodbye. And let's see who's left. 6 women are left currently, and we'll begin filming episode 7 in Alberta. What are they doing in Alberta? So here's the final 6 per Reality Steve. We have both Kelseys. Kelsey Toussaint, Maria Georges, Rachel Nance, Kelsey Anderson, Daisy Kent, Jen Tran. These are the finalists for Joey's Heart. Oh boy, who's it gonna be? Leave a comment. And look, I mean, we don't have any further answers. They haven't shot any further than this. Will he get engaged? Is he prepared for what is to come with an engagement? Will there be a Clayton-like ending? We haven't had a good win in a while. Right? Who was the last? I mean, I guess Zach Shallcross, they're hanging on. I guess they're doing well. You know what I mean? Maybe, they're not in the limelight, so that's always a good thing. I'd love to know your thoughts on where they go from here. Let's see if there's any other news from Reality Steve. Jasper, episode 7, is the last episode before Hometowns. They're staying at the Fairmont Jasper Park Lodge. There's going to be a polar plunge date Saturday in Lake Beauvert. Let's do this. Lake Beauvert polar plunge. Let's see if we can get any information on how cold it is there. All you need to know before you go. And again, this is very Special Forces-esque. I don't know how cold it is in Lake Beauvert right now, but gosh, does this look amazing. No wonder they went to Alberta. Canada is just, trust me, we're going to be knocking at their door as global warming hits, because this is a beautiful country. So there they are. Polar plunge, things to do. Is polar plunge on the, I guess you could do a wildlife tour and see some little bears. That looks like fun. That couldn't go wrong whatsoever. All right, good for them. Finally getting some good travel in. We love to see it. And let's see if there's anything else. Hometowns start Tuesday, October 24th. So this coming Tuesday will be Hometowns. I wonder if they'll go. I wonder where, when it comes down to Joey, will he be having his home family dates in Hawaii, or will they be back in Pennsylvania, I believe is where he's from? We'll have to see how this all plays out. It doesn't look like there's any other spoiler notes regarding Joey's season. And how will Joey's season do? That's the question people are asking. Will it get a good ride after the Golden Bachelor? My guess is yes. So Bachelor's been in essentially a free-for-all since Matt James' season. Golden Bachelor, the views were back up. But actually, somebody sent me this. Let's do this. F-Boy ratings. I don't know if we have the F-Boy Season 3 ratings. Lukewarm audience. I'm going to share this real quick. We'll have more of this information on today's Bachelor Rush Hour. But the Bachelor, Golden Bachelor, had a big spike. And will the Bachelor ride that spike? What we're going to notice is the lack of original scripting content is going to be abysmal. So Writers Guild was on a strike for a very long time. Screen Actors Guild is still on a strike, which means, and I actually was talking to Cassie Randolph the other night at the F-Boy Island premiere, and Cassie Randolph, of course, winner, quote unquote, depending on how you look at it, of Colton Underwood's season of The Bachelor. Her sister is on the show 1923, the Yellowstone show, and they've been just waiting to film season 2, but they can't because there's a Screen Actors Guild strike. So we're going to see a huge ripple in content in the scripted world, which means shows like Bachelor are just going to get more attention because it's going to be slim pickings. Bachelor is like that sort of lasagna your aunt makes that's not good lasagna, but you'll still eat it when there's no other food. That's The Bachelor. F-Boy Island Season 3 debuts to lukewarm audience on the CW, and I don't think they're surprised. They didn't have a great marketing campaign. An average of about 158,000 people tuned in across the 2-hour premiere, which also flatlined with a .02 rating, according to Live plus Same Date Nielsen data. Well, look, I tell you what, I'm going to be quite honest. Not one person from F-Boy Island producers reached out to me to have anyone on my show to do any paid promotion or anything like that. Is that a big deal? Well, look, I'm not here to flex. I know Reality Steve will say the same thing. I have had days where I've gotten 158,000 views. That's rare. I normally get on average between 30,000 views a day on an off-peak to 50 to 60,000 on peak. But I have had the 6 figure. Why am I bragging? It's because of you guys and your loyalty, that literally a show that employs dozens, if not like 100 or so people, with the $300,000 budget for, their bonuses they give to the leads if they pick the right nice guy versus F-boy. This whole thing, and your boy over here in an old aloe hat can actually outperform it in one way. And that's just an example of that's the way cable news is right now. It's kind of a dying market. I think the show will continue to do okay. Maybe they don't care that more people aren't watching, but I tell you what, they didn't try that hard. I didn't see any new media push. I didn't see any sort of like, at least The Bachelor will do live events, and, they just maybe, you say maybe they didn't have the budget, but they could have hired someone literally on Fiverr to reach out to me and get some interviews and some positive press. Hey, their loss, whatever. We're here regardless, outperforming network and cable television. All right, all because of you. Hit the like button, subscribe. We'll be back with more content right after this.